So are you 100% blind? Do they give you a percentage of how
I'm
much you can see?
100% blind, yeah.
So is there anything that you can see, like colors or shapes? There's no.
I can't even see lights. You could turn out all the lights and I wouldn't even notice.
Really? So right now it just looks like a blackness, and there's...
I don't even look black. It just doesn't look like anything.
Just doesn't look like anything. Could you describe it? Is there any, like, if you had to draw it?
It's just like lights on and lights off are the same.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just a nothingness. It's
right.
just a void of things.
I mean, I remember that before I was a little more aware, I sometimes had people come to read to me and I'd forget to turn on lights and they'd be like, "Can you turn some lights on?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
And I suddenly realized. So I started getting a little better about that, being more conscious of when somebody was coming to turn on some lights. And then since I have a dog now and I don't want the dog to be totally in the dark, I leave a light on. So
yeah.
But you can just almost forget.
So when you talk to other people who are also blind, but maybe they went blind 20 or 30 years into their life, do you get the sense that it's easier to be born blind? Do you think it makes it easier to have sight for a period of time and then go blind? What do you get a sense when you talk to other people who
I think there's pros and cons to both. I think if you once had sight, it's good. You saw colors, you saw different things, you can understand certain descriptions better. On the other hand, if you were born blind, you learn to do everything a certain way that a sighted person sometimes may have a hard time adjusting to that.
Yeah.
The way things have to be done. And some people do better than others.
Yeah. So when you imagine things, like, do you see pictures and stuff in your head? And
but I can kind of I can tell that like what a dog would look like. If you say, "Oh, there's a picture of a dog," I can kind of, or a picture of a cat because I had a cat once, and things like that. So I often wondered what it would be like to feel an elephant.
I haven't felt an elephant, but I've heard that if you go to Thailand, you can even ride an elephant. So
that's okay. I'm not going to Thailand, but
yeah,
but I think they now have which they didn't have in my days that much, like fake things that they make, like fake elephants or different fake animals that people who can't see them can kind of feel them.
So when you imagine a dog or a cat, does that image in your head, does that come from you feeling a dog or a cat? Does it come from other people describing it to you?
No, that
Is it a
comes
combination?
from me feeling a dog and feeling what it feels like, or a cat, or hearing a cat eating or meowing, or you get a certain sense of
A lot of times in a movie, especially movies that show blind people, a lot of the things that they do is they'll constantly be touching something, or maybe they'll touch someone's face to get an idea of what they look like. Is that something that you see a lot with other blind people, or is that just kind of a pop culture thing?
It's kind of a pop culture
where blind people are just constantly walking around like grabbing people's faces.
No one would allow you to do that today.
Yeah.
Especially with COVID, forget it.
Oh, yeah.
But I can tell people to describe themselves.